This is a $35 guitar pick. It's used by Billy Strings, John Mayer, and a bunch of players better than me. I told myself I'd never buy one, and then I did. So today, I'm putting it to the test and figuring out if this little triangle is worth more than a decent meal out, or if we've just all lost our minds. I didn't want to buy this pick, not because I didn't think that it looked cool, it does, but because it's $35 for a pick. I thought, I'm not spending this kind of money on something that's just gonna disappear in the dryer or in the couch cushion. Which is why for the longest time, I always used this Dunlop Primetone seen here, about $3 to $4, great tone, and if you lose it, you're not breaking the bank. But given that these picks are used by some of the bluegrass greats, I eventually caved and purchased one. So now let's put this sucker to the test and see how it sounds in comparison to some conventional and unconventional guitar picks. But first, let's ask the question, what are these BlueChip picks made out of that make them so special and expensive? Here we see on the website that just like other boutique guitar picks, they are made of a composite material that has special lubricants that basically make them slide off the strings faster. But how do they sound, and does it actually make it easier to play the guitar? And now for the verdict, do I recommend buying this $35 pick? Real quick before I get into that, if you've been wanting to learn how to play bluegrass guitar, this is a bluegrass channel, but you don't know where to start, or maybe the content online is too confusing, or maybe lessons are too expensive, check out Flatpick Foundations down below. It's an entire library of beginner-friendly bluegrass guitar lessons taught by yours truly, and hundreds of folks all around the world are in there learning how to play this amazing style of music. Lots and lots of value in there. So now to the question, is this guitar pick worth it? So just like I mentioned at the beginning of the video there, I never spent more than $4 on a guitar pick ever up until December, January of last year. And I picked up the Wegen, which was in the example there, and the BlueChip at about the same time, and I gravitated towards that Wegen. I thought it made my playing sound better. I thought it was easier to play, and that was my first sort of dive into a semi-expensive pick. Those run about $9.50. They usually come in a pack of 2. And it wasn't until about a month ago where I pulled the BlueChip out of my little keychain pick purse and really started experimenting with it. Just like every time before I'd pulled it out, at first I was thinking, I don't know about this one. I don't really know if this is worth the hype. But then after spending a couple good days picking with it, I was sold. And I want to mention 3 very quick points, and then I want to answer the question about, should you, based on your level, go ahead and buy this pick. All right, the first point, this has great grip. I was a little worried that when I started sweating in some of these recent summertime gigs that I would lose the pick, because that does have a tendency to happen. And not the case here. I feel like I have a whole lot of grip and control over the pick, which is great when you're playing fast. Second thing I want to throw in there is that these picks, through my research, I've only been playing them a couple months, but everyone says that they will last a lifetime as long as you don't lose it. With a tortoiseshell pick and some other brands, you're gonna have to have a little maintenance done on them, almost like you would a knife, but the BlueChip is gonna stay intact. I've seen and heard guys playing these for like a decade, and they sound great, and they still produce a sound and tone that they want. And the third thing I want to mention here, and I believe this is self-evident in the examples there, the tone. It pulls great tone. And I think that's ultimately why I'm going to stick with the BlueChip here. And now to answer your question there, you know, depending on if you're like a beginner, intermediate, advanced player, this is, to my knowledge, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, it's kind of a bluegrass pick. I know other folks play with one, but in sort of the niche that I'm in and the music that I listen to and love the most, you know, people are playing this with bluegrass music. So I probably wouldn't invest in this personally unless I was, you know, kind of relying on a pick as a tool to help me play faster, more accurately, and with greater speed. Because if I were just strumming on stage or playing backup, or even if I was just like on a couch picker or something, I wouldn't feel this would be necessary. And I'm giving you an honest to God opinion here, because I know that money's tight, or, you know, things are really expensive these days, and it's a piece of plastic for $35. If you are trying to learn how to flat pick, or maybe if you're just, you know, maybe beginning and you've got some skills down and you're joining a flat pick circle or something, you might want to test one of these out. It could help you play a little bit faster, and if you're into bluegrass music, you know that speed and accuracy are everything, timing, and it can help you out. And I will leave you here with one final thought. Let's take away, you know, money and just, you know, how, you know, strapped for cash some of us might be, but if you go out and buy this pick or even a nice instrument, what I'm learning here, and I'm in my late 30s, is that it's gonna make you want to play more. And if you're playing more instruments and you're learning, you know, new skills on a guitar or whatever it might be, then maybe the $35 is worth it if it pushes you a little bit further to play and to learn and to have fun and to be happy playing whatever it is, this great style of music that I play, bluegrass or whatever it might be there that you're playing at the house or wherever you're playing. So that is my take on the BlueChip $35 and up kind of boutique guitar pick. I recommend it, but it kind of depends on your budget and where you are with your playing. Again, folks, if you're wanting to learn how to play bluegrass guitar, do check out Flatpick Foundations down below. Like I said, hundreds of folks from all over the world now, it's so cool, that are in there learning how to play bluegrass with me. So check it out. We'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.